Hey guys, what's up? The final fight, Turok LP finale, number 16. You know, I have to give these guys credit. The very end of this game has some of the most epic, most, I guess, manly, heroic writing ever, and it really just, it's awesome. It's, totally awesome. That moment right there where, Slade realizes how awesome how good of a guy Turok really was, to go back and finish Slade, the way of the warrior. That's, that was pretty cool. I remember the first time I played the game, and I was just like, I think, of all of the problems that Turok had, there were many moments like that, and many moments coming up that just totally override that. It's funny, a lot of people, and I say this a lot with anime as well, because I'm a gaming otaku, it comes with the territory. A lot of people, especially who aren't really into the whole scene of anime, who aren't, up to date with stuff, like to think that the taboos and the cliches from the 90s are still, the cliches, and they're really not. People like to make fun of how, people scream, and they do the whole Dragon Ball thing, and it's believe it or not, those really aren't cliche anymore. In fact, if an anime does that, more than likely it gets popular because it hasn't been done in a while. And I think that that's one thing that gaming also has done, and I mean really society in general, and this was never more evident than in Duke Nukem. You can't be immature childishly. You have to be immature in a mature way, which I know doesn't make sense, so to speak. But Duke Nukem said funny stuff like, I've got balls of steel. And people are like, oh, that's so childish. But you can say, dick butt. And people are like, haha, William, that was hilarious. That's how I imagine people think they look like. But in reality, they're just hypocrites. They just think because they've gotten a few years older that they can't, they can't laugh the same. And that's part of... another thing like that is the action star. People are so quick to be like, man, action movies are so derp. I'm like, I don't even remember the last time I saw an action hero. Most of the only action heroes are the action heroes from the 80s, who are still making movies, a la The Expendables and The Expendables 2. There aren't any new action stars, with the, exception of, Jason Statham and whatnot. But, the point I'm getting at is, people are like, oh, well, that's sappy, or that's cliche, or that's... well, no, actually, it's not cliche anymore. It's actually hard to find people who do that. And believe it or not, I just took down his ship, Kane's ship. And you'll see the whole point I was getting to here in a second, with this cutscene.
Chance. I couldn't. Not without saying goodbye first. Oh, that's sweet. But neither of us is going anywhere now. It's over, Turok. I know. But you still need to answer for what you did. What I did was pull you out of the gutter and allow you to realize your full potential. I taught you about your heritage. You don't know anything about my heritage. If you did, you wouldn't have ordered me to kill innocent civilians. That's not the way of my people. I had orders and I followed them. That's the way of my people, Turok. We respect the chain of command, but you let emotion cloud your judgment. That's why you can never be a true soldier. Oh, you're right, Kane. I'm not a soldier. A soldier follows orders, but a warrior follows his heart. What's your heart telling you now, Turok? Run. Hide. What? No knife?
You have to admit, that was pretty epic. I know a lot of people be like, oh good, he's not Gordon Freeman, he's not the stoic, he didn't have some badass one-liner, but honestly, that was more epic than a lot of things I've seen lately. And I have to give you props, because that's Turok, the warrior. A lot of people also didn't like the fact that these were essentially like button combinations. You know, this was something that a lot of people didn't like about, I think, Heavy Rain was the game, was that it was just a bunch of button combos. But in all honesty, how else could you have two people fighting? I mean, especially with the whole knife animation. Honestly, I think it's cool, you know, for what it is. And as you can see, I failed a couple times because I jumped the gun and didn't want to die. Plus, unfortunately, this game, as you can tell, was kind of a hard port. And Kane's dead. And the first time I played this, I thought, hey, I'm gonna do it. That was kind of underwhelming. And then I forgot about the T-Rex. I don't know about you guys, was how the first game was. Instead of fighting the campaigner, you should have fought the T-Rex. And now, but unfortunately I have no ammo, and I have to run around and do this. Now I'm going to tell you guys right now, unfortunately, it took me way too long to beat this T-Rex. So just before the very end, I end up missing a clip because I had stopped frapsing, because this was also another point in the game where I keep going, but I still get to death and finish the game correctly. So just letting you guys know ahead of time, you don't really miss a whole lot. This is pretty much what you do. You run around these, and I know a lot of people will be like, well, why didn't you run to the turrets? I'm like, trust me, you get, if you're lucky, 2 hits in from Mother Superior, and after the 3rd time, she just picks you up and eats you. So you literally have to run around those boxes. That's why they're there. If I don't run around this box again, I'm gonna die. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't have the same epic stoic feel that you just had, but I'm glad that they still included it, because despite how awesome I think it would have been to end the game like that, Turok, dinosaur hunter. Can you really say you're Turok if you haven't killed a T-Rex, you know? I don't know about you guys, but this must be a hell of a T-Rex to be able to take freaking RPG rounds to the face. And I'm out of ammo. Run, run, run. Oh, don't find me. It's pretty much what I did for a long time. No! Don't stop, keep going. Oh, so close. I got so close over here to die. So, too close, actually. Right on my tail. This is the one time where this boss really could have used a health bar. Like, really bad. Because at least with a health bar, if it got down to no health, you could, you know, you knew when to go in for the kill. You just keep shooting and shooting and shooting. Shooting and shooting and shooting. One last run for the gold. Let's see if we can get her. Oh, don't kill me. Do not kill me. Then I realized really quickly that if this had been a real T-Rex, she would have just put her mouth right over top of the barrels. And we got her. I know she really didn't go down, but like I said, I missed that, but still get to see her have the top of the Now, my friends, you a dinosaur hunter. pretty epic ending to a pretty epic game, I'd say.
What? You really thought we'd leave you?
Gotta make yourselves comfortable. It's a long ride back to Earth.
Well, guys, I want to thank everybody who's watched this, who's commented, whatever. This is the very first LP I've ever finished. It's taken me a little while, but you know how life gets in the way. Hopefully I'll be able to finish some of my other LPs soon, but I'm glad this was my first one. If you've been watching, I hope these LPs either help you buy the game, help you make some kind of opinion on the game. I hope that you want to listen to more of my LPs, and to me, you know, whatever. I'm just glad I was able to do this, and for anybody who's watched, thank you ever so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.